Welcome to another episode of SG Crypto. I am Simon Glavin. Today we're just going to go through a few things on the FlareX V2 network. Just a couple updates and a couple questions I've been seeing. First, I kind of want to walk you all through. So if you look over here on my wallet page, you can see that I have all these different tokens. Songbird and Rap Songbird, you're all going to see. Those are already put on the platform. But the FlareX, DFLR, and Canary Dollar, most people do not see in their wallet. And there's a simple explanation and a simple process to actually get those on there. So you can actually see what your amounts are if they're not in the EXFI platform. If they're being used in those protocols like Flare Farms or FlareX or flareloans, whatever, you're not going to see them here. But when they are actually taken out of those protocols, then you'll see them here in your wallet. So in order to add those, you're going to come over to click on the arrow, click receive, and you're going to click add token. So you're going to add a custom token. It's going to be on the Songbird network. You're going to come to the songbird.explorer, songbird.explorer.flare.network. And basically this is the screen you're going to come to. You're going to click on the three lines at the top right there. Click on tokens. And here are every single token. Here's a list of every single token that is on this platform, that is on Songbird, that you're ever going to need. Right here. That's there's DFLR. Right here, you got FlareX. Those are the two that I was just showing you. Those are really the only two. FlareX, actually, so you guys know, is just so you know what that actually is, that's going to be your LP tokens for the liquidity pool. So that's your Canary Dollar SGB liquidity pool tokens. So let me show you. When you're on FlareX and you switch all your things, so it's a 50-50 ratio on the swap side of things, you bring it over to the liquidity side and you deposit your stuff in here. You're going to see right here how many LP tokens you have, and it's in the form of SGB and Canary Dollars. And that's what FlareX is, because you come over to Flare Farms and you're going to see the SGB Canary Dollar LP. That's what FlareX is. That's what FlareX is. And so you're gonna want to add that token, that FlareX token, if you want to see it. Me personally, I want to see what I got if it's not being used. So start with FlareX. All you got to do is click on their address. Just press copy address. Copied, bring it over here. Receive. Add token. Basically, you just paste that address in there and press continue. I already have it added, so I'm not going to add two of them, but you get the gist there. Same with DFLR. Click on that. Copy the address. Add custom token. Paste it. And then one other one you should do is Canary Dollar. Right here. It's at the top of the page. Copy that. Bring it over. Add custom token. Super simple. Once you do it a couple times. One time you'll know what you're doing. I'll leave the link to that to the Songbird Explorer in the description. Another thing I want to touch on is the ability so in my last video I actually said that you can't use Wrapped Songbird in order to receive your delegation rewards from the FTSO as well as use it on the platform. And I was actually mistaken. So you can't use it in the entirety of the platform. So you couldn't use it if you were using it to mint, not to mint, but you couldn't use it if you're using it on FlareX and swapping it into your SGB into Canary Dollar. But if you go to flareloans, and this is the only spot you can use it, if you go to mint Canary Dollar and you click here, you can see that you can actually use your Wrapped Songbird. So in this way, you would be receiving both your delegation rewards and using Canary Dollar to then use across the platform. But one thing to note is that when you're minting this, you have to, and I'm not super educated on it because I haven't used it, But I think you have to have a minimum. You have to do a minimum of like 1,000. Let me see. Funds. Before, when I was doing it, when I actually was trying to see if I could do this myself, it said you needed like a minimum of 1,000 songbird to do so. And so I just decided, and I'm just kind of using a smaller amount than most people, just because I have most of my money locked up in different crypto assets rather than the songbird token. And that's really just your own decision. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of correct myself on that, because I did say that you can't use wrapped songbird when you can, and I mentioned that Flare said that you were going to be able to, which you are, and so I kind of misspoke, and I want to correct myself on that. Another thing is the rewards from the pools, and kind of my experience this far. So basically, I heard that you actually, if you leave, see how I have 0 liquidity pool tokens here? The reason I have 0 is because I put them all into Flare Farm, but I heard that if you leave them in the FlareX, in that liquidity section over there that I was just showing you, you will actually be receiving more LP tokens, which I did not know. And so I actually unstaked some of my LP tokens from this pool here on Flare Farm, but I left them there so they could actually earn me more liquidity pool tokens. But I actually did the case. What I found out is that you actually do not. And I only left it for a day, and I didn't receive any more liquidity pool tokens. So I just kind of decided to put them all right back here into the Flare Farm liquidity pool. So that's that. And so far, I've earned in the 12 days that this has been live. I joined the Saturday afternoon of the launch of this. But I have earned like 2 DFLR, which isn't a crazy amount, 2.3 DFLR. And, with that, I've also received these 2 tokens as well, Canary Dollar and SGB. But 2.3 DFLR, that's what I've earned it just from, initially taking my Songbird, taking it from here, swapping it to Canary Dollar, going to the liquidity pool, putting it in this, putting a 50-50 ratio into this section here to get LP tokens, which I then bring over to Flare Farm. I went over all this in my last video, a step-by-step process to do this, but this is the only thing I've really done so far. It's probably what I'll stick with, because it's really all I can do with the small amount of money that I have put into Songbird. But yeah, so it's been going well. I'm happy with the amount I've earned so far. This is free money, guys. Like, you can't be upset about it. I'm definitely not, but yeah, basically I earn my DFLR, come over here, stake it, and every now and then I will get, or I'll claim my Canary, Yeah, so you're earning DFLR here, and yeah, this is something I want to touch on, is with this, you're not earning Songbird. And actually, I've heard that you're actually losing your Songbird. So I switched Songbird over to Canary Dollars to stake in this. And, I would stake my Canary Dollar, and all I'm really earning is DFLR. And if you see how small of an amount that is, it's not that much, as opposed to how much I'm earning in the liquidity pool on Flare Farm. So I almost wonder if I should just honestly just take this out and just stick everything into the Flare Farm liquidity pool to earn the most DFLR possible. But when you look at how much I have staked here as 1 Canary Dollar, and I've earned almost 0.01 DFLR, which I guess I haven't really done the math, but I believe the LP, the liquidity pool, is worth more, or is gaining me more. But yeah, with the liquidation profits there for the Songbird, the Canary Dollar you put into it is getting liquidated, and you should receive almost the same amount of Songbird. That is the equivalent of your Canary Dollar you put in. And then you're also earning DFLR. So the DFLR is really the only reward you're getting out of this stability pool. So really, the Canary Dollar and Songbird that I've been earning from this, I'm basically just taking it over here to FlareX, converting it into a 50-50 ratio, leaving some Songbird left over for fees, because there are some decent fees here, and basically just going through the process, taking it to liquidity pool, getting LP tokens, coming to Flare Farm. Oops. and just sticking it right back in and just doing the process over and over and again. So that's kind of my experience so far. I'm really just going to stick with what I've been doing. It's really the process that I laid out in my last video. You know, I haven't really found that anything else is better for me so far. So with that, if you guys do have any questions, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. If you guys do have any questions or want me to make a video on something else that I didn't really touch on in this video, you can definitely leave a comment below and just let me know, what you're kind of still confused about, and I will do my best to clear that up, or other people will do their best to clear that up, which I appreciate. I've noticed that some people just kind of take the initiative and just answer the questions that are in the comments, because it's not always that I'm always available to answer questions right when they happen, and sometimes they require immediate answers. So I do appreciate that. To any of you that take that initiative and start and just answer some questions in the comments. Yeah. So with that, I hope you guys are doing well in the FlareX V2 platform. It's fun, earning some free money. It's always fun. So with that, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.